Yeah.
Great stuff.
Sorry about that, Thomas.
All right.
If you have a question, please state your name and affiliation before asking. Sure. Drew Everson, I'm the Spectator. Johnny, how did you get to this point that you decided ultimately to come to Hamilton and play here?
It was definitely a long process. I think, as anybody here, as Scott, as coach would tell you, we've met a couple times through this process. Once in LA, once a little bit further down the road, and after dealt with the commissioner, met with them, got the approval and everything from them. This has been a process of really vetting out what the best options for me were, and just looking at it from Coach Jones to everybody here, the way they've treated us to this opportunity. I don't want to wait around anymore. I want a chance to get on the field and get in the locker room and get a chance to play ball again. And I truly sit here today and think that this is the best opportunity for me to get up here with a coach like Coach Jones and this organization and get a chance to play again. That's what it's all about. And I'm very thankful that they've given me a second chance to be able to come up here. And I'm very self-aware of the situation and what it is that. I'm going to have to earn my stripes up here. I'm going to have to, work extremely hard to do what I want, and that's come and play and play at a high level.
Adam Atkinson, CHCH News. What do you know about the Canadian three-down game, and how long will it take you to learn even more?
I don't know exactly a timetable on that. I know there is a learning curve for the people that I've talked to. I've vetted this process out and this league out from a multitude of different people, from like I've said in the past, from Doug Flutie, from guys that play in the league right now, whether it's Darrell Walker, Brandon Zilstra, the guys that I do know in the league, Jeff Fuller. I've asked them, I've talked to them, have I got every single detail of every single thing? No. And I believe there is going to be a process, and one that, I'm going to put in a big amount of time that I do have right now to make sure that I do have a almost second nature of everything like I do have in the NFL, as far as knowing the ins and outs of everything.
Coach, where does Johnny sit on the depth chart? Will he be able to compete for the #1 job right out of training camp, or do you expect him to be competing for the backup job?
Well, Jeremiah is our starter, as I told you before, and my feeling about the quarterbacks always is, as I've said in every press conference, that they're going to take enough reps and they're going to be evaluated in the game. Well, of course, the practice time is going to give everybody an opportunity to take practice reps. We actually have a lot of receivers in camp right at the moment, so it's really a good time to be able to evaluate everyone. Johnny obviously is going to be competitive as a player in this league. We already know that. That's why we've gone through the protocol that we have to get to this point. And I feel that he'll compete, and competition makes everybody better.
Jim Taddy, TSN 1150. Johnny, in terms of the game, from what you've scoped out about this game, what are you most excited about?
I'm most excited about knowing what Coach Jones has done in college, the way his offense is set up. I feel fits what I like to do, and obviously with the way the field is set up, with the speed of the game, and with the way that you can be creative offensively up here. The things that I have heard from the people that I've vetted is this is a very offensive-minded, somewhat guru type of league where you can come up with a lot of different things and be very creative in what you do offensively. So I'm excited about that, and the style of play that I think fits nicely with what has been beneficial for me in the past.
When you announced that you were coming here, you also announced a partnership with Barstool Sports. You have a large social media following. Are you concerned that you'll be a distraction to this team, and how do you plan on sort of ingratiating yourself to your teammates?
No, I feel that obviously coming into the situation, there's been a lot of hype surrounding me coming up here. If it's going to happen, if it's not, I'm very aware of that, and I'm from the things I've heard, the way the guys feel about Jeremiah in this locker room and around this organization, I've heard nothing but great things. I'm looking forward to meeting him and being in the room with him. Quarterback to me is the position that makes everything go. And we all have to be on the same page. When you have a good quarterback room and it's fun to come in there and it's fun to go over stuff, it makes work a lot better. But at the end of the day, my partnership that I'm doing with Barstool is, maybe an hour of my time a week, and something that, I'm going to be doing college football, sports-wise. I'm going to be doing that in my off time, no matter what, even if I wasn't doing it with them. I'm still going to keep in touch with what's going on in the sports world, college football, NFL, whatever it is, because that's just what kind of person I am and, what I enjoy doing. But for me being here, met a couple guys in the locker room so far. I'm just excited to be another one of the guys. I know there's a lot of hype around it. I know there's a lot of cameras in here. But for me, I'm humbled to be here. I'm very excited to be here. And this isn't just a pit stop for me. I'm not just coming here to get what I need and go back down to the NFL. For me, I've signed into this for the long haul for 2 years, and I'm here to make the most of it, and that is what it is. So, hopefully the guys give me a chance to get in the locker room, meet everybody, and see what kind of person I really am, because, what you hear sometimes isn't always what it is in person.
What have you learned from your previous challenges and previous missteps that you think might help you up here now?
Yeah, I've learned a lot through the mistakes. I truly feel that I wouldn't be where I am today on a personal level, on a football level, going back into a locker room like this if I wouldn't have gone through what I did go through. So I'm back to a point, in my life where, I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm happy with every little single thing that's going on, sitting at this table, wearing this shirt, being a part of this organization with a lot of history, 15 Grey Cup championships, a lot of history here. And that's all I want to do is come in and help contribute to help this team win in whatever capacity that is. That's all I really care about.
Are you living in Hamilton?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think we'll be living in the training camp-like situation for the next couple weeks, but I definitely won't be living in Toronto or anything like that.
Anybody else?
Pablo with LCH. Does fear play a factor in this? I mean, you had your pro days and you had the spring league. You haven't played in a while. Are you afraid?
No, I'm not afraid. I got a chance to go back out during the spring league. I got a chance to go to the pro day at A&M. Seeing my development coming from, sitting on a couch for a year and then transitioning back into working out and throwing. The rest was good for my arm coming from a spread system at A&M. I was dealing with some elbow issues. Now, to this day, I haven't had any of those problems. But I've seen over the past, 6 months that I feel like I'm in some of the best shape of my life. I feel like I can still go out and throw the ball the way that I used to. In the spring league, I ran around and took some hits and didn't feel like I had lost a step. So, no, I have a lot of respect for this league. The people that I've talked to, like I said, have said that this is a very talented league. This is, the real deal. So, I'm learning as I go. I'm excited about it, but no, I'm definitely not scared of what the future holds and what's going to happen. But I'm more excited than anything. It's a next step in my journey that I believe is right for me.
Just to follow that, I remember talking to Ricky Williams when he came here, and he said that he felt like other players, opposing players, maybe brought it up a little bit because of his NFL pedigree, that kind of thing. Are you prepared for that?
Oh, it's 100% going to happen. I've fully prepared for that. Just seeing people kind of around just chirp a little bit about me coming up here. Am I going to come? Am I going to not make the decision or don't? I'm here. I'm here with, I feel, a team that, hopefully when I get a chance to know these guys have my back. I'm here to help this team hopefully be better in any capacity that is, whether it's, as a 1, as a 2, as whatever, the case may be. I'm going to come in and try and compete. I'm going to come in and try and, show the talent that I do have, and then we'll see where things go. I have a lot of trust in Coach Jones. I really do. And the couple times that we've met and the people that I've talked to about him, everything, that was a huge deciding factor, obviously, in me coming up here. So I'm excited, and I'm taking it a day at a time. I don't have all the answers. I don't have expectations through the roof. But, I do hold myself in a high regard, and that I'm going to come and hopefully play well. That's what I expect for myself.
David Sanchez, CFL.ca. You have a special relationship with Josh McCown, and you've been around a lot of quarterbacks in locker rooms. What was it that you had with Josh? Because you'll be in a new locker room and leaning on these guys to pick up stuff as quickly as possible. If you learned about what you have with Josh, being a sponge off of him that you can take to this that may have missed out on with some other rooms you've been in?
Yeah, 100%. The guys that are in the quarterback room right now are already 10 steps ahead of me. So, anything that I can absorb from them, the little nuances of how they've learned the offense, of what, it's all about sticking in your head and what makes it come second nature to you. So, these guys are at that level or getting to that level, but they're already steps ahead of me. So, whatever I can, kind of scrape off that and scrape together and put together, from everything I've talked to Coach Jones about, our quarterback room is extremely solid, extremely, like you said, it was fun to be in. So, I'm looking forward to just being around the guys, getting a chance to know them. It's hard to say the first day, but, I'm looking forward to it.
And what was that with Josh that you guys had?
Yeah, Josh was great. The first day I ever came in with Josh was like, man, here's the blueprint. Josh has given me a lot of what I'm going to take here as far as when you come into the building, how long you stay in the building, whether, when I first got there, it was kind of, you come in when you're supposed to and you leave when you're supposed to. And I know how the hours are here. It's not as demanding as some of the NFL schedule is, but, I'm going to treat it the way that I would up there and the way that Josh kind of, showed me the ropes. And he was just extremely open. Listen, there can only be one guy that plays on the field at a time. The other guy has that room's back no matter what the situation is. I mean, we're all competitors at heart, and from everything I've heard, that's how it's going to be here. So, I'm just here to help and try to make the team better.
Coach, how does Johnny compare to Jeremiah and the other quarterbacks that you'll have in camp, and how will he add to the team in working?
Well, physically, I mean, he's obviously one of the more talented players that is in the room. It's a whole lot more to playing quarterback, as he just said to you, than just that, obviously. And, I've watched him since he was a sophomore in high school. I think I was the first one. I told him that to offer him a scholarship and out of the high school he was at. And, he has the ability to play at any level he wants to play at it. And I think what you just listened to, he's ready to get that challenge done now and accomplish what he knows he can do. I feel very strongly about everybody in our quarterback room. Those guys, like I said earlier, are going to take reps. They're going to get a chance to prove what they can do, and Johnny's in that same category. He's got a lot to catch up on, but he'll spend the time to get that done. I know he will, because he's already learned that lesson.
Just to follow up, sorry, realistically, how much time do you expect him to start this year?
He's not starting any time right now. I'll evaluate it when we get to that situation. As I've said, you guys know how I feel. I've already made that perfectly clear about the possibilities that we have. But let me tell you something right now. He's got his work ahead of him to beat out Jeremiah. I mean, that's just it. Now, I am a firm believer, and even when I was in the NFL, I wanted 3 quarterbacks that had started and played in the National Football League, okay? And so you can't have too many quarterbacks, because you're one play away. Guy can run down the field just like Sergio Castillo did last year. Nobody even hit him, and guess what? Number 2 is number 1, and everybody in the room is expecting whoever that number 2 is to do his job, and that means be ready to play, and that's how a quarterback has to enter the game.
Johnny, the league kept you out of the league initially. CFL kept you out and made you follow a process. What was that process like? Also, you haven't really addressed any of the details from your domestic violence arrest. Would you take the opportunity to address?
Really, Drew, I think there's a time for that, but we're talking football right now, just like I tell you all the time with with the players. Ask us about football stuff. That other stuff we've done everything we can to appease the protocol to get that done. And really, those type of questions, I think you can direct towards Scott or somebody else. We're playing football.
Coach, obviously Johnny's not a
Yeah.
He was one of your 7 guys that you signed
Sure.
today. Do you have to talk to the team and say, okay, this is how we're going to bring in Johnny, or do you have to address the team and
No.
say this is the guy we brought in, or
No.
or just men be men kind of thing?
No, I don't. I've talked to the quarterbacks already that I'm coming over here and what I was coming over about. But the bottom line is that once Johnny comes into our room, he's one of us. And that's the attitude that everybody is. And he'll get to know everybody. He will have his back just like he'll have their back if time comes. So you have to have that chemistry to win and play at the highest level. Everybody has talent. Everybody has good players. But it's those things, the intangible things that you're talking about right here, have to happen. And that only happens in that circle, in that locker room, and in those meetings. And that's the difference between playing at the highest level and just being average.
Marshall Ferguson, TSN. You, Johnny, obviously understand the level that you can play at. You hold yourself to a high standard. You have anywhere you've gone, whether it's Texas A&M, Spring League, otherwise. Coach June was saying he knows how good you can be because he's watched you since sophomore year in high school. When will you be happy with where you're at? How will you know that you're back to being at a level that you're satisfied?
Yeah, I think what I was saying earlier to some people around here was whenever you get a chance and you really walk to the line of scrimmage, you walk into the huddle and you have the play called and you know exactly what every feeling of every route is, what you have, every protection. You're not worried about anything. You're not second guessing if a guy is going to blitz or not. That's what it felt like for me in Cleveland my second year when I did get a chance to go out there and play a lot was, I knew where guys were going to be. I had a chance to really, really learn and study and know what defenses were going to do and how they were going to scheme against us, which I'm sure Coach Jones will have us ready the exact same way. I don't expect there to be any difference in your knowledge of the defenses and what your scheme, versus another scheme of a defense is going to be. So whenever you walk up to the line and it's second nature and you know what's going on and you can really feel that is when I feel like I should be playing at a high level. It's not fun whenever you have your head on a swivel and you don't know where guys are going or you don't know how to send the motion for the first couple days and what's going on because it is a different game. But whenever that stuff comes second nature and whenever it just goes one after another and you feel it, I feel like that's when I expect myself to be playing at the highest level.
We'll take 2 or 3 more, starting with Sean.
Sean Fitzgerald from The Athletic. You said this isn't a pit stop, but you see it as a stepping stone to get back down to the United States and the National Football League.
I mean, right now I've signed to the CFL. I've signed to the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So, I don't know what 2 years down the road looks like for me. Maybe I come up here and I love it and I don't want to go anywhere. At the end of the day, I've played in the NFL. That's what I've known, but I've never played this game. And right now, I'm in the CFL. I have this contract. I'm committed to this contract and this team. And, I've been taking a lot of things in my life one day at a time. It's super cliche and it's, it is what it is. But, one day at a time. Let's see how this training camp goes. From there, we'll see how the preseason game goes. Let's see how the beginning of the season to the middle of the season to the end. And, I'm still coming back and have a contract next year. So, we'll play it by ear and take it day by day like I've been doing.
Anybody else? Yep, Coach Chris.
Can you compare where you are physically, mentally right now to where you were, say, when you got drafted? And how do you think that's going to help you?
Yeah, I remember, the day I got drafted, I was a little probably hesitant on what team I was going to, on where I was going. And, it was a big jump and a lot of uncertainty from the system that I ran in college to what the NFL system was going to be. And when I walked into the building the first day, and in my situation here, I've completely accepted this team where I'm at. That this is my best opportunity to get a chance to go out on the field and play and be a part of a team again. And I've done a lot of things in my personal life. I've worked extremely hard in my physical and football aspect of my life. And I feel like I'm in a great place. I feel like I'm in the best place that I've been mentally and physically in my life. And now it's just consistency for me. Continue to do the things I'm doing that ensure success for me in my personal life. And from there, I'm ecstatic to be back on the field. I'm happy to be a part of a team again. Happy to have a job again. Because there was a lot of time there where, I wasn't doing a whole lot, and I didn't know if this day would ever come. So in comparison from where I was when I got drafted, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back in the mix, part of a team, taking snaps, running plays, going through a season, traveling with a group of guys who are going to go out on the field and compete to try and do something special here. So it's a good time.
Okay, just Drew and then Adam.
are you gonna be okay if you end up being the number 2 guy in this, for this team?
100%. That's not what I'm coming here for. Obviously, I want to come. I want to play as anybody does, as any quarterback I feel like in our room would tell you they want to play. But at the end of the day, I know there's talent on this roster. I know there's talent in our quarterback room, and I respect the guys that we do have in our room. And I know that there is going to be a learning curve that I am going to have to take some time, and that's why I'm, for myself, tempering my expectations to. I'm not coming out trying to make outlandish, goals or anything like that. I have very realistic goals to come in, learn the offense, learn the game, and hopefully, my talent and making some throws and doing some things that I feel like I can do on the football field will show. And then from there, I feel like Coach Jones said, whoever gives this team the best opportunity to win, whatever case that may be, whatever day that may be throughout the season, I think will come to fruition.
Great, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all.